right, guys, so we are back with another message, another word, and this message is none other than don't expect to see a light in a dark filled room. I'm going to say that again. Don't expect to see a light in a dark filled room. And so when this particular message was given to me, it came with a lot of different things, but the most that stood out was the way that the enemy tries to deceive and dampen your light. And when he dampens your light, it basically makes you feel like your light is still shining, but you're actually, you're allowing your light to go out. And so the enemy operates in darkness to remain hidden. That was the first point. And what this means for a lot of people is he dampens your light to, so that you start to blend in, so that your setting does not look like it's something outside of the norm. It just may come by way of the music that you begin to listen to, or the shows that you begin to watch, or just the way that you start to dress, or the way that you kind of disregard the things or the areas in your life that you were once guarded. And so the enemy, he operates in darkness to remain hidden. So without him being up front or, very visible, it comes by deception. So he's operating in hiding. All right. And then the next thing is he doesn't want the exposure. He doesn't want to be exposed, because as long as he's not exposed, you're going to be in agreement with doing everything it is that he's deceiving you to partake in. So make sure that you are mindful in the things that you're participating in, the things that you are sowing seeds into, because anytime you're sowing a seed, good or bad, you're going to reap a harvest eventually. And then the next point was exposure forces his hand, and it reveals his tactics, his tools, his resources that he's using, the schemes, the plans, anything that he's utilizing to attack you and to attack your light per se. When he's exposed, then his tools are going to be exposed. He's going to have to reveal what tactics. When you start to pay attention and you start to notice, you start to test, you start to discern those things, you're going to realize, okay, this is how he's actually manipulating me. This is how he's deceiving me. This is what he's using to keep me deceived. This is what I need to break away from. Look back on the instances and the circumstances which you've been most tried and most deceived, and look at the common tools that he uses. He doesn't attack in new ways. He doesn't have new ways. His ways are the same. He's been exposed, but we are just deceived a lot of times by the way that he manipulates, lies, and cheats and deceives. So with that being said, he doesn't want to be exposed, but exposure allows him to have to reveal whichever source he's working under, what he's doing. And then shedding light aggravates those wishing to remain hidden. It kind of goes with the first point, that he operates in darkness. So when you shed your light, you're now aggravating him. You're aggravating him because you think about what I'm getting is, picture yourself in a dark room, or when you're sleeping and you're in a state of slumber, and then someone comes and they turn on a light. It disrupts your slumber. It disrupts your natural state of being in a state of rest. But in this case, it's going to disrupt that state of darkness that he's in operation under, because he's exposed. And that's going to aggravate it. It's going to aggravate those that are wishing to remain hidden. So he's trying to operate in the darkness, and then you start to expose him. This is why the relationships end. This is why you can no longer sit and rest well with watching the same type of movies once you've gotten to a place where you know that your light is not allowing you to do that. You know it's wrong. It doesn't feel right. The things you once did, they don't resonate the same way. The way you once walked, it doesn't feel right when you walk that same path. And so this is why that exposure is actually aggravating your, that which wishes to be hidden. So you were meant to expose whoever is operating in darkness. You were meant to expose those operating in darkness. This is why you were given a light, guys. You can't be hidden. Your spirit it's a melody, which is sweet and calming, and it brings peace to those who surround you. So this is why the enemy does not want you to operate in your light, because when you are operating, you're calming, you're bringing all of the fruits of the spirits, not only to yourself and your environment, but to others, to those that you are making an impact on. And a lot of the times you do have to get gritty. You do have to get grimy. You do have to come from a place with your light, with the sword in hand, ready to battle that which comes from the darkness, because it's not going to be an easy task. This means tough love. This means not enabling certain behaviors. This means not welcoming everybody into your home. This means not being in a relationship or friendship with everybody. Because when you're testing and you're starting to discern those dark spirits, then you know what type of things are not supposed to gel and mesh together. And so that exposure is going to cause these things to come forward. So your light is not supposed to be hidden. You're supposed to be filling others as well as yourself with the fruits of the Spirit. And so the enemy doesn't want you to know, how powerful your light is. And don't be afraid to use it, guys. Don't be afraid to use your light confidently, with confidence, guys. I didn't say just use it and just kind of be mediocre with it. No, don't be afraid to use your light confidently. Okay? You have to, it's so important. So many different deceptions are out here. So many things are vying for just our attention. So you have to remember that. You have to. You've been hand selected. You've been hand selected and tailored specifically for a time such as this. And what came to mind when I wrote this particular portion of this lesson was Esther. She was made for a time such as that. She entered into this whole, just feature of showing out her beauty when Queen Vashti was not, when she was dethroned. And she saved all of the Jews with a decree being written for them to be executed. Then you have Job. Job lost it all, guys, but he didn't defy. He never cursed our Father in heaven. So for that time in particular, he was meant to stand and let his light shine against the enemy. Joseph was sold by his own family. So what do you think is going to happen to you? Yes, it's going to be times where you have to stand up against family. I'm going through a situation where it's now. I'm steadily having to say the same things to let them know where my feet are planted, to not move, because my light is not going to be dampened. It's going to shine. And with that, sometimes it is harder with family because they're so connected. You're connected to them in ways that you're not connected with friends or other people that are outside. But it's still the same thing. It's the same methodology. It's the same concept. It's the same way that you move and you operate with your light and within your light. Noah. Everybody thought it was funny and ha ha ha, he, until that rain started coming. And then when that rain started coming, now they want to be your friend. Let me get on your boat. No, buddy, I gave you all the opportunities to get on. Now the doors are supposed to be shut. So no, I can't open a window. That's not what I'm being told to do. I gave you the instructions, then you did what you willed with it. No, that's the tough love. Abigail and Nabal. This is like a perfect example. And for those of you that don't know this story, please take the time to go back and read it. Because she was faithful. She was a faithful and a very dutiful, loving wife. And her husband was just terrible. With his alcohol abuse, with all of these things. And I encourage you guys in so many different ways. But with this particular story, it's so forthcoming and so fitting, because not only did her husband die of heartache and a heart attack, but she never let her light go out. She still served him even when he was mistreating her. Now, this is something I struggle with still to this day. However, I've gone through experiences like this as well. And so it's hard to continue to love and to keep the same heart posture that you need to have and still let your light shine, but it is doable. It's something that is possible. And so just be mindful of that. David, he slipped up with that deception of, hey, that physical desire, that physical lust, all of these different things that, a lot of people these days are facing. But he overcame it and he didn't let his light to go out. So be mindful of that. And then Deborah, it's so many different things that you can say about Deborah. She not only let her light shine, but she came over and just came through like a beast. Like she wasn't playing with it. And when you look at Deborah, she's somebody that when she gave the instructions and they failed to yield and carry out that task, she was willing to just pick it up and take it on her own. And so a lot of times when your light is being tested, when you are called to stand up and stand out, you may have to take that extra step. You may have to be the slayer. And so remove the fear, the doubt, and replace it with confidence and hope. because you can't expect to see a light in a dark filled room, guys. It's as simple as that. And so that's my message for you guys today. Make sure that you take the time to feast upon the beauty that surrounds you. Make sure that you are only operating in love, light, and in truth, discerning all the spirits and the different things that you know you are experiencing at this point in time. And as always, thank you for watching this video to its entirety. I do hope that you have taken the time to visit the link in my bio. If you haven't, do so. And if there's any way that we can work together, or if it is something that you would like to hear spoken about or taught about on this particular platform, then please reach out and give me a direct message via the link in my bio. And then, as always, with many of the different works that I do here through the ministry and the gifts that I have been given, I welcome the donations if you're led to donate or to sow a seed into this particular platform. And as always, I pray nothing but just the best of success in everything that you do. Prosperity, peace, hope, love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. All those things upon you and your platforms, you and your life, you and your relationships, and as well as you growing in grace. And so, as always, I look forward to the next message, and I'll see you guys soon.